Hi everybody, Jake Bernstein at the Money Show in San Francisco with Sean Brodrick of the Weiss Group. Sean, pleased to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Tell me about uranium.
Uranium, well, let me tell you, that could be the investment for the next year for sure. My subscribers are doing very well with uranium stocks. We have a supply-demand squeeze coming on right now. I mean, we've had one major producer after another cut back production.
Why?
And so that's like really squeezing the supply side. On the demand side, all these utilities were underbuying for a long time because they could always pick it up on the spot market.
John, why have they cut back on production?
Because it's actually cheaper to buy uranium on the spot market than it is to mine it.
Right.
That can't last for too much longer. In fact, another U.S. uranium mine shut down in July. That just leaves 5. We buy most of our uranium from Russia, from Kazakhstan, from places like that. Right. So, I mean, there's a real supply-demand squeeze. At the same time, there are security issues that should also help.
So how's the average investor going to get involved in this? Well, besides reading your great newsletter.
Besides reading my newsletters, right. There are some good stocks listed on the NYSE, and also there's a ETF, symbol URA, that holds a bunch of
with it,
nuclear and uranium stocks.
So they're diversified in different stocks.
Yeah, actually they've shifted the kind of stocks that they hold. They used to just hold like producers, but now they're just holding the entire gamut of the whole nuclear cycle, from those companies that actually pull it out of the ground to those companies that use it, and everything in between.
So when they use it, what do they do? How do they process uranium?
Oh, well, that's actually a good question, but let's use just a few minutes just to speak about some other things, if we could, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Kazakhstan, major producer, has shut down production, not shut down production, scaled back production, because it wants to IPO its big uranium mining company.
Is that a state-run company?
Yes, it is for now, but it wants to IPO it. Therefore, it needs a higher price. Cameco, one of the world's biggest and best producers, just shut down its biggest uranium mine, and so it's gone from supplying 18 million pounds a year into the market into now having to buy between 11 and 15 million pounds a year. In a market like this, that is huge. And also Japan, which shut down a whole bunch of reactors after its nuclear incident, Fukushima, is now one by one starting to turn those atomic power plants back online. And then you have China. China knows it needs some kind of alternative energy source, and it sees nuclear power as the way to do it. So while here in the U.S., there's not much going on with nuclear power.
So Sean, this uranium, does it always go to nuclear reactors? What happens to it? What do they do with the product?
What do they do with the product?
Yeah.
Well, it's processed into nuclear fuel, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're buying one of the producers, you're buying a producer who does the processing or the mining or both?
Well, there is one, Energy Fuels, which has a mill for actually processing it, and so that's one you can buy that not only produces it from the ground, but also processes it at a plant. But there's other plants beyond that, privately owned, where they actually turn it into nuclear fuel. The only way I think you could own one of the ones that actually produces nuclear fuel would be to purchase the URA, the ETF.
Great. So we are going to come back to you shortly. I've been speaking with Sean Brodrick of the Weiss Group about uranium here at the Money Show in San Francisco. Thanks for being here, guys.